Dot and Cole actually talked. It wasn't like a he punked him type of thing. I think that's how the crowd took it.
Right.
It was like, I think people look at Cole as a punk. I don't. Like, I think, in my opinion, on Cole.
Coolee Bravo exposes information that will make you look at J. Cole even worse. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion with your guy Oleezeh. Don't forget to subscribe. So, the biggest hip hop beef of our generation, Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, is over, but the dust has not settled. Atlanta rapper Coolee Bravo has been talking in an interview and exposing a few things that we didn't know about. And one of the things is an individual that ducked out of the beef, J. Cole. Like I said, he made a few startling revelations, and I got the audio right here for you. Check it out.
Q did tell him that, but Q was basically telling him, we got it, so you just need to step out because Kendrick is going to say some shit that you might not want to get involved with. Dot and Cole actually talked. It wasn't like a he punked him type of thing. I think that's how the crowd took it.
Right.
It was like, I think people look at Cole as a punk. I don't. Like, I think, in my opinion, on Cole, it was made, but it was in good faith. He knew what was coming. I'm gonna tell you right now, Cole is probably the most like cool, respectful dude I ever met. He actually very nice. Like, he's a nice dude. You could hear it in his disses, even to Dot. He didn't really want to go there. He just had to take up for himself as a man. But at the end of the day, he respect Dot. Drake's problem was his arrogance him up. I say, because in my mind, I'm like, do Drake really think he can that? Like, Drake really believes that. Drake in his mind really believes, oh yeah, I could Cole. You can hear it in his jabs to Cole and his disses to Dot. He was still jabbing Cole too. He was mad at Cole because Cole apologized, and they actually talked behind the scenes. He actually took it personal that Cole apologized. And I was like, that's a move. That's why Drake lost. He too arrogant.
Yeah, fam. I mean, J. Cole wasn't looking good anyway by that apology he did on stage, ducking out of the battle of the century. But to find out that he was actually called behind the scenes and warned, don't get involved with this because it's going to get real personal and you don't want that kind of smoke. Then he ducks out. That makes it even worse because we all thought that he just slept on it and didn't want no parts of it. That was bad enough. But to think that he was called and he weighed it up, threw that tennis ball in his office and thought, you know what? I'm scared. I don't want that smoke from Kendrick. Let me duck out. If this is true, this is really damaging to J. Cole's reputation. I would go as far as to say, if you look at the three of the rappers that were involved in this, J. Cole's reputation is more tarnished than Drake. I think Drake can come out and just be as Drake was. I don't think Drake's going to put out music and it's just not going to hit anymore. Whereas J. Cole was just looked at as one of the lyrical guys. People felt like he's the best. He's been saying he's the best. And then it comes to the crunch, he ducks out. And if this phone call is true, someone from Kendrick's side warned him not to get involved and he didn't, then I think this is like beyond bad. But we all know Coolee Bravo is a bit of a troll. He said it himself. So he could be just talking just to go viral, but it is a bit of a random thing to make up. And it doesn't quite make sense because why would Kendrick's team contact Cole when Cole mentioned both of them in the Like That song? Because as far as I know, Drake and Kendrick don't have any actual personal beef. This is all rap beef. It's all over that Control verse back in the day. But obviously Cole and Kendrick have a better relationship since they were actually rumored to be making an album together prior to all this beef popping off. I don't know. I'm 50-50 with this. I don't know if I really believe this Coolee Bravo interview that Cole was called behind the scenes. I hope it's not true. We'll only find out when Cole gets interviewed about all this stuff eventually. But people, I want to know what you lot think.
Drake is dumb. Exactly. He a Canadian. It's like 150 bands for nothing. And that's what Kendrick said. You came back with no receipts.
Coolee Bravo explains how Drake got finessed out of his money during the Kendrick and Drake beef. So Coolee Bravo in this interview goes into how Drake was fishing for information, basically fishing for dirt on Kendrick Lamar to try and give him some sort of advantage in the beef. Obviously in hindsight we know it didn't work, but I've got the audio, check it out.
Can you speak on the 150K Drake put out for the info?
Oh hell yeah, that ain't discreet. I can talk about it all. Let's. Oh, I like these conversations. This is straight. Okay, let me tell you about it. Drake sent some to Atlanta. He tried to come down here and get some money for information on Kendrick. Now, mind you, I can't get no information on Kendrick because I'm only tied to his friend named L. L is actually on the timeline with us. L got less followers than me. People are so dumb, they don't realize it's people with like 100 followers or like 5K followers it's actually like related to this. So they come to me. They try to get one of my little homies 150K. They try to get him 100K, right? So I say, what they asking for? They say they want to know something about Kendrick. I said, Kendrick ain't from Atlanta or Chicago. So what they asking? They said, what do you know about that? What did you know about Whitney and all that shit? And I said, Whitney who? My girl? I said, because my girl name Whitney. They said, no, Kendrick girl. I said, Whitney is up there with him. Now, mind you, that's a bombshell. They don't know that. Drake talking all that shit about why you live in New York. I said, oh, they stupid. I said, take the money. I'm going to tell them a lie. I said, tell them put the 50K on it and I'll tell them where they at. I told them Kendrick was in LA still. They gave me the money and I gave 50K to them and they was like, oh, we got it. The next song, what was that song? Family Ties came out. And we laughed. And I said, that's stupid. So while Drake was talking about bait and all this shit, I said, you got your money and you ain't even getting it. Drake is dumb. Exactly. He a Canadian trying to get information from Black Americans from the hood.
Don't know nothing about this violence.
That's why I was talking crazy on the timeline the other day. I said, I got this. I said, I got 150 bands for nothing. And that's when Kendrick said you came back with no receipts. You gave me 150 bands. I should have asked for 200. But then they put Family Ties out and then Kendrick smoked his ass. I was like, I'm not going to destroy it from America for some Canadians. I said, you got the game. What's up? So he lost his money, and then he had to take that L when Kendrick responded back to him that fast. I said, "Oh, this green. That's what we call it. We call it green. It's green. He don't know nothing."
Yeah, fam. So Drake sent two guys or a couple guys down to Atlanta to get some information on Kendrick Lamar. It doesn't make sense to me because if I heard it right, he said he sent a couple guys to Atlanta to get some information on Kendrick when surely you would send a couple guys to the West Coast to get information on Kendrick. And he said Drake paid over 100,000 for information on Kendrick for a rap beef. That's when you know people got too much money. I mean, Drake must be very competitive to want to win that bad to spend 100K on this information. And it's not like the information was guaranteed to let you win the whole beef anyway. But Coolee said that they fed incorrect information, and that's where we heard the information on Family Matters by Drake. And then the incorrect information they fed to Drake was the reason why Kendrick was able to reply to this song so quickly. I think he replied within half an hour. I think that's what made the beef really move definitely towards Kendrick as in the lead for sure, because as a chess move it was like, boy, you replied to Drake so quickly, but then the actual diss song he put out, which obviously was a good move. But this is all talk. We don't know if this guy is telling the truth. Like I said before, he does sound believable. He doesn't sound like he's lying. That's one thing I'll say. But if Drake lost the battle and then also lost over 100 grand as well, trying to get information, and his whole reputation getting dragged through the dirt like it has been, people looking at him a bit differently, it's just been a bad month for Drake. But that's just my opinion. I want to know yours. Do you believe all this information that Coolee Bravo has been saying in this interview? And what information do you believe and what information don't you believe? Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.